Hello and welcome back to Brit Reviews It All. So today I am coming to you with the second episode of season 2 for Pretty Little Liars Summer School. I am getting ready to turn it on. I'm going to see if this format works or if I need to go back to what I normally do, which is write down my notes and then talk about it from there. We will see. So basically you're going to be listening along with me. Please, I really hope it doesn't get copyrighted. I don't know how that works. We're going to find out. But I'm going to turn it down, so hopefully it won't be so crazy. Let's see. So this is chapter 12. Chapter 12, this is the second episode, and it's Summer 11. So let's see. Turn it down. Maybe I should have turned on the captions. So it is on Max. That's the only way that I know to watch it, is to get Max. I'm just waiting on it to come on. I've been a Pretty Little Liars fan since like the beginning. I've been following. I even watched The Perfectionist. I watched the one where Ravenswood. I watched Ravenswood. If you want to go back and watch those, you can find those on Tubi. Pretty Little Liars, the original, is pretty much just about everywhere. I'm going to skip the intro. And I just wonder, can I get the caption on here? Let's turn it on. Okay, so starting out the scene, Imogen, she is in her room and she sees like this dark looking thing standing in the corner. We know we hate a moment like that. It's the worst. She turns her light on, nothing's there. Okay. And she's looking, she sees that they're looking at her prescription pills. As we know, she is going to the psychiatrist, so they prescribed her something because that girl been through a lot, and then also her mom. Yeah. All right. So the girls, they are going to summer school. From the first episode, we found out that they did not do well in their, I think, end of year exam that would let them move on to the next grade, which we know why they didn't do well, but still legally they could not just let them go. So that's that. So they are headed in on this rainy morning for summer school. Now, they have them sectioned off to where they have section A and they have a section B, block A, block B, and they ended up putting Imogen in block B. Now the thing is, or wait, which one did they put her in? Yeah, they put Imogen in block B and they sent all the other girls to block A. And so Imogen was like, yeah, I'm not separating from y'all. I'm literally coming to where y'all are. We are not separating. We're in this together. It is what it is. Now, the teacher says, okay, ma'am, you ain't supposed to be in here. You supposed to be in the overflow classroom, so you're going to have to go to your classroom. And baby, she goes to that overflow classroom, and it is like the stoners. It's like the emo kids. And I'm like, now that I'm looking back at this, that was kind of like, what? What do you mean the overflow? Are you trying to say this type of student, we're going to keep all of them in one classroom? Mind you, while Imogen goes to her desk, she finds a rose in the desk that she sits in. But I'm wondering now, who would know to even put a rose in that freaking desk? Something's fishy. Somebody purposely wanted her to go to that classroom and sit in that spot and get that rose. Right. Now, what is this girl's name? She really made me mad this entire season, but I have to remember what's her name. Just watching. Noah. Gotcha. Noah, she sees a new girl come into summer school. Her name is Jen. Jen and Noah know each other. They have history. So Somehow she ends up in freaking Millwood where Noah is. Something is fishy about that. I ain't trusting it. I'm just saying. Just saying, I don't trust it. Yeah. And so they're having their little discussion in the freaking Batgirl's bathroom because that's where Noah approached her. Now, as you know, the girls are not supposed to give out their phone numbers. But in this particular situation, Noah and Jen, they, want to reconnect. I guess Jen asked for her phone number and give her the phone. And it was like, ooh, wrong. You ain't supposed to get your phone number out. And that's one of y'all that done already did it. Now, the girls at the end of school, they are back into their situation or their therapy session with the doc, just talking about what they thought they were going to be doing, having a hot girl summer. You ain't having nothing. Yeah, you can have a hot girl summer in summer school because that's where y'all are. But I like that the doc was just like, okay, you got to look at this from a different angle here. So handle your business during the day. And then when you're out of school, you have your hot girl summer. Period, point blank. Bam. And that's how you do that. And it's Dr. Sullivan. Dr. Sullivan. I'm so terrible with names. It's ridiculous. Nothing's really happening. It's really just them just talking to the doc. Just following up with them. Now, Imogen, she does end up talking to Dr. Sullivan about the meds that she's on, with her having hallucinations and things of that nature. I totally understand why she would ask those questions because, honey, with the stuff that they've been through, I can't be hallucinating and seeing stuff that's not really there. I don't know. I'm having to question whether it's my meds having me tripping or is it real. We ain't got time for that. We gotta get it. Look, y'all like my shirt? It's Frog and Toad. I found it at Walmart. Okay? If anybody, I was born in 1989. If anybody remember this, nothing happening right now, but if anybody remember these books, it was my fave. But yeah, so Imogen's, Dr. Sullivan wants Imogen to try to see if she can figure out, some little key things about her mom's medical history, because that's gonna pretty much help when it comes to possibly figuring out, what to do with Imogen and her prescriptions and things of that nature. I agree with that. That would be very helpful. So she's gonna have to reach out to her dad because she doesn't know where else to get it. Now we have Tabby. She is being introduced to the new hire. I believe Christian. She's been introduced to the new hire Christian. Immediately, I'm like, red flag, because okay, Chip was the worst. We see an immediate kind of like, when it comes to that. So we're gonna have to see what happens between them two. I don't know. She got to kind of keep a little side eye with this one because it might be something off about him too, and he knew it, and he just got in town. Now, going over to who is this? Girl, why I can't never remember your name? Farron? Farron? My phone ain't even over here. Okay, anyway, I'll correct her name in a minute. But she was offered to apply to be a lifeguard for the summer. So we will have to see. Let me see, y'all, because I'm really upset that I cannot remember this girl's name. I watch so many shows. It's really hard to keep up with everybody's name. Farron. I was right. Farron. Farron's offered the opportunity to come and try out to be a lifeguard coach, a lifeguard for the summer. And we will see what happens with that. I'm following the show. Now, Jen and Noah, they go and have a sit down and catch up with each other. She kind of brings up the Millwood massacre, all of that stuff. Then you have Tabby. She's back and she's giving Christian the rundown about the theater. And now Christian, is asking Tabby for her phone number because Wes said that Christian will directly report to Tabby, which sounds weird because Wes, you're the manager, so why would them two need each other's phone numbers? Something is weird about that. But yeah, Christian lets her know, that he's really into horror movies. He does like the prosthetics. He likes to make masks and do all those types of things. Um, so we will see. And let's see. So Imogen, she goes and she visits with her dad. Just kind of try to get some information from him about medications and stuff like that he can recall that her mom was taking. And yeah, so they are really just sitting and catching up. Imogen, this girl is going through it. When I say from the hallucinations to with the baby girl, trying to move forward with everything that they dealt with previously, with Archie Waters. I think it really took a toll on her, and I think within the season, I'm trying to not go too far because if you watch the first episode that I did, I've already said that I've watched the entire season. But I wanted to come back and do an in-depth talk for each individual episode. So I don't want to say too much too fast, and I think my mind is going faster than the TV is going. If you have Max, I did not sign up for the plan where you have 0 commercials, honey. We got commercials over here. I'm just not doing that. But yeah, so Imogen, this girl, she's going through it. She done have so much going on. I don't blame her. I really don't. Okay, so this church, they are talking about coming up with this thing called Redemption House. And the church is going to put this on for the community. I'm really questioning this entire thing because for me, I honestly believe that it is a cult. Now, Kelly, she has, what's this boy name? The boy that she's been messing with, she done convinced him to come. They done talking about the drug addict runaway. Greg. Okay, so it's Greg. So Kelly, she done convinced Greg to come and pretty much trying to get him involved with the Redemption House and all of this stuff, and he's just kind of going along with it. Honestly, I think it's because that just is a way for him to be around Kelly, I think. Now that's that. Now while Imogen is waiting on the bus to get back to where get back home, she sees this thing because I think some of the girls were looking for work. I think it was Imogen and Farron. They were looking for work for the summer, and she goes, Imogen I'm talking about, she sees this diner that she knows that her mom used to work at, and she decided that she wanted to go in and see if she could get hired on. Now, it's at a diner, Rocky's Diner. Gives them a fake name. And I can understand why, you probably don't want anybody to look you up and, and then all of this stuff about what happened in Millwood. You just don't want to deal with it. I can totally understand. Now, again, with everything that they have been through, you went to your daddy's house to speak to him. And you stayed out there long enough to where now it is dark outside. It is late. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah. No. Now, Noah, she admits to Sean, popping over to them. She done admitted to Sean that she actually lied about her about her mom being out of rehab. She was just ready to go back home, and I totally understand. I still feel like, yeah, I get it. You was ready to go home. You want to be back in your own space. But I think at this point, with the way that she's been living, she's not good with people telling her what to do and when to do it. Um, she pretty much done had to take care of herself. And so with Sean's mom being, very much on them, um, I can fully understand because you keep disrespecting that lady's house. I could see if you were very respectful, you wasn't, distracting Sean in a way that the mom deemed inappropriate within her household. If you wasn't doing all of that, I could totally understand. But there's a lot of things that I can fully understand why that mama do not like Noah. I really get it. I do. All right. Now, um, Tabby and Imogen, they do like a little catch up, at night. Imogen is made it home, safe and sound. Thank you. And they just kind of, give each other a little update. So they're like, okay, Imogen, this is Tabby. She's like, okay, so you got a job where? Then she's talking about it's a bus ride. It's like, girl, who wants to do that? You're doing too much. Tabby was unable to get her hired on at the movie theater that she works at because they brought in Christian. Keep watching. We're going to see what happens with that. Now, Tabby is sharing with Imogen Christian's, I don't know if that's Instagram, whatever that is, his page. It looks like Instagram. And just pretty much showing, what he looks like. And then she accidentally likes an older picture um, of on his page, and she's like, okay, but what do I do? Like, crap, you already did, makes me look like a creep. And so she said, well, just go ahead and follow him. Like, it is what it is. And then what you can do is go like a few more of his posts. But honestly, regardless, Tabby, Imogen, it doesn't matter what you do because at this point, he's going to know you've been on my page and you've been like scrolling and looking at all my stuff there. Now, going over to Mouse. She is being left at home with her grandmother. Her moms are going on vacation, and they've given her the rundown of the rules, which, as we keep watching, Mouse is not going to be following any of those things. And she was also instructed to finally give them her new phone number because they did not have it. So that's 3 girls so far who have passed out their phone number, their new number. Nobody's supposed to have it. So that's that. Chip, this is not Chip. Jeez, let's let that name go. Sean. Nope, it's not Sean. All of these guys, it's Greg. All of these guys, their names run together for me. It's like, okay, you're who and whatever. Anyway, Kelly and Greg. I don't see how this is going to work because Greg is full on. He's not into what Kelly's into. She's really leaned into her faith. And her mom has too. And Greg is just not rolling with it. But the way I feel that, Greg, if you're not into what she's into, then ma'am, then sir, leave Kelly alone and quit trying to kind of push that issue if she doesn't want to do anything sexual with you. Find you somebody who's okay with it. She doesn't want to do it. She's trying to, be different and do things differently. Just let it go, sir. So he leaves mad. It's like, okay, bye. We'll see how that goes. Greg is definitely going to come back because he always does that. Now, Mouse. She is downstairs in the at the business, and they live above it. It's like an antique shop. That's what it looks like. And she finds a rose. So that's 2 people who's found a rose. Now, while she was looking around, her grandmother came across the television came across the computer, and it had the Spooky Spaghetti website up. Now, if you remember, first episode, there were 2 teenagers who were found at, what's his name's, Bloody Rose's cabin in the woods. And, wait, I don't think they were found. Pretty much they are missing. They have been said that they are missing. Now they know that they were supposed to go out to go see the thing, I believe. But yeah. So yeah. So they said that both of them went to Bloody Rose's shack and now they have disappeared. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Yeah, so Mouse, as she's getting ready to look at the monitor, she notices this, and then now they're confirming that those two kids, they are missing, and they've been missing and they were missing from class. So that's like a type of thing. Now, Noah, they're at school. They meet up about it. They talk about it, but they move on. Noah goes into her locker, and she finds a red rose in her locker. She's not quite sure who it came from. Jen just kind of breezes by her, and it is what it is. Now, the girls are wanting to meet up at the diner, so yeah, and then Mouse is still looking at those two empty chairs in their summer school class, which is those two teenagers. Moving on from that, now this is the thing where Farron, she's going to go try out to be a lifeguard for the summer because she needs the money. She, like I said in the first video, she opted not to go to the dance thing because she doesn't even know if she wants to dance anymore. So her and Greg are actually competing against each other. And in this case, Farron definitely beat him because, Farron is that freaking girl, okay? She beat him. Boom. Now, of course, they're not going to take that lightly. They're going to, be playing games with her. But baby Farron is not going to go for that. Now, Greg and Farron, I instantly, when we keep seeing them kind of going back and forth with each other, I'm really feeling like there's some kind of attraction there. But mind you, the both of them have other people that they are with like that. So yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. I'm not gonna say what happens. We just gonna have to keep watching and we will see. But I totally felt some kind of something happening there. But yeah, this is like the girls, they keep seeing random stuff, but they keep kind of passing it off, and I can understand why they would do that because it's like your mind doesn't want you to be like, oh my gosh, somebody's messing with me. But I wish that they all would have said something to each other. For the ones who have found red roses, I wish they all would have said something to each other sooner. Because in this case, I think that's 3 girls so far, 3 of the 5 who have found red roses. Now, Noah is at work, and her boss comes in and is like, yeah, I'm thinking about hiring this new girl. Says, is a friend of yours, is it cool? Are they cool? What do you think? And it's like, she don't want to be a butthole or, look like a butthole. So obviously she's going to tell him like, yeah, she's cool, whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, girl, we met up, we chatted, we caught up or whatever. But who said I wanted to be around you like that? Now you at my job. Now this is very weird. You are already at my school for summer school. Now all of a sudden you applying to a place that I work at already. You're stalking at this point. But anyway, let's see. This, I don't think it's really that important. Tabby, Christian, and Wes are talking. Or this might actually be a good part to mention. I can't remember it's something that's going to be coming up. I don't want to jump too far. We're watching. We're going to have to see. And Wes, calls her the ultimate final girl. And brings up her short film. says, fair warning though, it's super dark and intense. I like dark and intense. In that case, and Tabby is just kind of questioning, like, yeah. Okay, so this was not, I don't think this was the scene that I was thinking it was going to be. So nothing really major going on. It's just some things came up. Now, the girls, they go and they surprise Imogen at her new job. Now, mind you, she did not tell them that she has a whole nother name that she's given them. She literally just told them that she works there. Now, it was just something she keeps keeping to herself. I think Imogen's trying her best to not look like she's losing her marbles. But with the things that happen to her and is going to happen, I get it. So they asked her about the name tag, and then I believe she just came out with it and said she just gave them the name. I don't think her intention was. I think her intention was to try to have something that was separate from Millwood and the Archie Waters and all of that, which is why she's there, working there with a whole new name. So yeah, and I could totally understand why all the girls got together and said, no, we definitely want to come and check on you. And then they mentioned the Millwood Creamery, it's an ice cream shop that says help wanted. And like I said, it's outside of Millwood. Don't nobody know who she is. Nobody's looking at her crazy. I can get why she did it. But for your safety, I don't think it was a smart idea to get a job as a waitress in a whole nother town where you have to ride the bus. You don't have a vehicle and you're having to use the bus as transportation to get back and forth. And you don't have to do that. Like, come on, Imogen. It's just, I don't know. But yeah. So the girls is like, yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on her. Now, Farron and, what's your name, boy? I started looking too late, I guess. Farron and her boyfriend, they're pretty much just talking, just chatting with each other. And then she tells him about Greg, trash talking to her and stuff like that. And I'm like, why did you do that, boo? I know you don't like to keep stuff from him, but you were already keeping something from him about your medical clearance. That was something that just wasn't that serious that you needed to share, because that he's probably going to feel some type of way about anybody messing with you, and it just wasn't necessary. But she told him she got it. Now, Imogen, she's done. Her shift is ended. She's at the bus stop. It's creepy. It's dark. Only light there is at the bus stop. And ma'am, she's waiting on the bus by herself, like I said. And all of a sudden, she sees some creepy looking person walking slowly out of the freaking woods from across the street. And mind you, she's on meds. So she doesn't know if she's having a hallucination or if this is real. In my mind, as I'm looking at it and the way that they're walking, it's Bloody Rose and with the knife. And the way that she's walking, it would make me think that she was having a hallucination. Now, mind you, the bus is coming at this point. But this thing is still walking very weirdly across the freaking street. And this girl literally runs, about to be in tears, in front of the bus and yells, stop. Freaked out, totally freaked out, and telling herself it wasn't real. Ma'am, and then when she looks out in the window, she don't see nothing. I'm like, oh Lord. Imogen, this is what I was talking about. This is why you shouldn't be, you're on meds, you're out in the middle of nowhere with nobody. Girl, oh my gosh. Really? You did that to yourself. Now, Mouse and her boyfriend are sleeping in the bed and should not be there. Her mom's are out of town. And she hears something. It's Ash. It's Ash and Mouse. They come running out. They come trying to find out what's going on. And it's her grandma, Lola. she's in there screaming, talking about she saw this woman outside the window, and Ash takes off to go check it out. And I'm like, girl, shut the windows, shut those blinds, boo. Why are you looking outside? She said, basically describing the lady, what she saw. She said her face was bloody and covered with bandages. And then Mouse goes and shows her a picture on her phone of what a drawing of that. And then they said, and the grandma says, yes, that was her. That's who I saw. I'm like, Ash comes back to my ain't nobody out there that he could see. Sir, yeah, I wouldn't have went outside. Absolutely not. So the only thing you can do from there, since they didn't see anything, is to take the grandma back to bed, put her back in bed. Okay. Now it is officially the next day. Grandma's up, she's cooking, doing whatever, blah blah blah. Ash and Mouse come out the next morning. Breakfast is ready, and they check on her. She doesn't remember a freaking thing. She don't remember seeing Ash the night before. She don't even remember seeing nothing in the window. And then she basically says she was probably sleepwalking. From what I saw as watching this episode, that was not sleepwalking. I think she has dementia. Or early onsights of dementia, but I don't know. That's just that. Now, all the girls, they get ready. They meet up with each other in school. Mind you, at this point, Imogen has basically said, I'm going to be in this class, and it is what it is. So they let her just do whatever. In real life, it would not work like that. I think you would have to go to the principal, blah, 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 blah. Moving on. So the girls are talking, and they are checking on Imogen because they're like, girl, you look like you are stressed. And again, you know what? Imogen didn't ask. She just came to that classroom again, and they're just like, okay, just let her have her moment and do what she's going to do. And Imogen literally not loses it, but she goes in. And she said, I am not leaving. Okay, and then Tabby has to step in to kind of step in for Imogen and just kind of be like, could you just give her a second? She had a rough night, and then all the ladies like get up to, take her out and let her have a second to get it together. At this point, Miss Gibbons, 2 teenagers are missing out of your classroom. So technically you do have a spot for another person. Technically, I'm just saying. Just saying. So they pull her into the bathroom, and they're like, and she's just like letting it all out. Look, I'm having hallucinations. I feel like I'm losing my goddamn mind, And then she says that she pretty much had an hallucination of Bloody Rose. She had one of her mom. And now Mouse is like, yeah, my Lola said she saw her too. And Baron is like, yeah, you're not helping, Mouse. But the thing is, y'all have to talk. You have to talk to each other. You share this information. Let her know, look, it's not just you. Everybody else has some things that's happening too. It is not you, Imogen. You are not losing your mind. You are not. And now Imogen is pretty much at this point where she's like, I feel like, she's losing her mind just like her mama did. Yeah. And she finally tells them why she wanted to work at the diner outside of Millwood, because she's like, yeah, for a couple hours a day. Like, I don't have to be this or be that. I could just be somebody else different. And and it just lets me have a moment. And I get it. Like I said, that girl, she done been through a lot. The best thing she could have did for her daughter was to give her up for adoption, because honey, you had a lot going on, and you still, trying to get yourself together to even graduate from freaking high school. So yeah. Yep, so they are still talking in the bathroom, just consoling her, like, girl, you're okay. We love you the way you are. You are not crazy. Just being some good friends. It's very crazy how what happened, the whole thing with A and all of that literally bonded them together like this. Um, it's insane. It's crazy. What would you call that? Trauma bonding? But I think they really created some really good friendships, and support systems for each other. Literally, Imogen at this point is feeling like she's on the verge of a psychotic break, or she's already there. I don't think she's there yet, but she's on the edge. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's not the summer that you were hoping for. None of them so far. Boop. So we are, and mind you, those bathrooms look disgusting. Like, this is supposed to be small town, so that means you probably do not have a lot of schools. So this is probably one high school for the town. And the way that bathroom looks, it looks very creepy. Their bathroom looks creepy, and this old church house looks just as creepy as well. So going over to the church, Kelly, she finds out that she's playing the Virgin Mary. Um, and it's going to be her and Greg. And then this old buckethead girl who's a part of the church is basically throwing herself at Greg, like, yeah, um, saying she, want to mess around with him, like, oh yeah, you a helper, you wrong for that, but you all up in the church with all that, really? That's not godly, or whatever religion they believe in, which on here they believe in God. That's not right. That's not right. Now we have Tabby and Christian. They are at work going through all the stuff, just talking to each other. They are actually equally yoked with each other, which is crazy as heck because she had a really good friendship with Chip as well. So I can see where Tabby is probably kind of like, ooh, I don't really know how to kind of move with this one. I could see that. Sorry, y'all. I just ate lunch maybe like 30 minutes ago. Almost an hour ago. And this water. And drink some juice. I actually like Christian, but we don't have enough information on him to really go anywhere with it just yet. I'm just, we watch him. We watch him. Let's try to get comfortable here. I just hate that I really wish that I could figure out a way to do the episodes to where I could watch it like split screen. But I feel like I would definitely get copyrighted for that. Now, popping into Farron, she's at she's in the at the pool house, and she's going through her bag and it pricks her finger, and she looks and her finger is bleeding, and it's a freaking rose in her bag. So now she has received the rose. I think that's 4 girls so far. Now, mind you, she hears her boyfriend out there arguing with Greg, and then Greg gets to talking and talking at Yap, baby, and she punches Greg in the freaking face, and he goes down. Now, um, she goes off on her boyfriend like, didn't I tell you I got this? Like, come on now. And he's standing there looking like an idiot because the girl just came out and, handled her business like she said she had it. Now, she gets called into the office and finds out that she did not actually get cut for, what she just did. But she finds out that she's going to be the captain over the lifeguards and she's going to be responsible. Um, Pretty much, he basically said, like, you basically swam laps around these guys, and I feel like you will be able to keep them in line and make sure that everything gets taken care of. Being a lifeguard is a very serious job. It is not something to take lightly. All right, now Imogen, she's back with Dr. Sullivan having her own um, session with her. just really talking about things, grief, trauma, all of that. Um, like I said, this girl, ooh, just when I watched this season, it was just like, God dang, Imogen. It's like if it ain't one thing, it's another. Like, ooh. But y'all keep watching it with me, keep going along with me. It's gonna be more to this storyline, and it is awesome, and it will be something that you will not expect. That's all I can say. You will not expect it. The people on my list, I had a good list of people that I thought were behind the situation, and towards the end, I was actually halfway correct. I will say that. Now we have Noah and Jen. They're talking. They're at work. They're just talking, chit chatting, and whatnot. And then Sean pops in, and she introduces Sean to Jen and lets him know, like, hey, this is Jen. Um, we met each other in juvie. That's how we know each other. She's cool. And the way that Jen looks, it just kind of gave me like, Jen likes Noah. The way she keeps looking at him and they keep looking at each other, I feel like it was something more with that relationship. I'm just saying. I felt it just from the looks. You can kind of put something together there. There's something else that was going on there. Now, Farron's boyfriend, his name is Henry. We got it. Okay, so Henry and Farron, they're sitting there, they're talking. And then she finds out, as far as the work, he has not found any work yet. He has been given some information from Kelly about a performance project, so it could be something for him to do. Farron suggested, hey, why don't you come and try to work here at the pool? And he's like, yeah, I don't know how to swim. So there's that. So he won't be working at the pool house. Now they are doing a viewing of the short film that Tabby did. That was something, an idea that Christian and her came up with, just so she could kind of, just really embrace what she produced and directed, and just see it on the big screen. She didn't make it into the thing that she applied to, the film festival or whatever that was. She didn't make it. But yeah, so we'll have to see what happens after this. So yeah, they go and do it, and I just think that's really cool. I will say this, I have to remember that this is one of these small town places. So yeah. Now Kelly and Greg are in the car together by themselves. It's nighttime. She's talking to him about this girl at the church that asking if you've been messing with her. Her name is Sandy, by the way. She's a good listener. She don't judge me, and she don't put all this pressure on me and all of this, and say, yeah, I'm gonna meet up with her later and all this stuff. And Kelly, she's not going for that, because even though she has changed her life, just really, really digging into her faith, she's also still very competitive. And she's like, okay, now we can't do the 3-letter word, but we do something else, and I'm gonna let your imagination go from there on what that would be. So just like that, Kelly got Greg's eyes back on her, and there's that. And so this little girl that he had made arrangements with basically gets canceled, because Kelly said, okay, if you're gonna be messing with me and we're gonna do this thing, there will be no Sandy. And he confirmed, Sandy who? You got dang right. Don't play with me. Moving on. So I was like, I'm just like, okay, so he really obviously likes Kelly. But yeah, it is what it is. Now the girls, they are watching the film on the big screen at the Orpheum Theater. And yeah, it is what it is. I think I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Let's see what happens after this. So they're still viewing it. Um, is getting ready to, I believe, come to the end screen. But I don't remember what happened after that. I wonder did they all get a text message or something? Obviously, Christian is up in the room thingy. I forget what they call it. The screening thing up there at the top. He's up there watching. Movie ends. And I thought that was a pretty cool moment, to just kind of give her that and let her feel that love and that appreciation for the work that she did. And then they all, of course, said they got to lock up, closing duties for 4 p.m. And then, of course, the ladies are like, oh, yeah, well, should we head out? We got to go do, some stuff that we talked about, like, I was going to see the ice cream parlor still open, and all this stuff like that. So, pretty much they noticed something kind of sparkling between Christian and Tabby. And so they're just like, yeah, okay, let's kind of dip out and leave them to each other and let's see what happens with that. So there you go. Backing on up, ladies. Goodbye, goodbye. Talk to you later. Beautiful. And then Tabby gets a rose. So I think all of the girls at this point, they have gotten roses. So that's for 5. She doesn't know who gave it to her. I think she assumed that it could have been him, but she didn't say anything. She put the rose down just like everybody else. They kind of looked off of it and just kind of like whatever. Now, Imogen, she shows up to the Millwood Creamery, to, like she said, check and see if it's still open. And in comes a guy, who's running the place, Johnny. Nobody else is there. It's late, by the way. And basically goes there to apply for a job so she can get her tail off from out there and come back in town. But now that I'm thinking about it, was that the goal to kind of, 1, play with her mind, 2, get people to come get her tail back into Millwood? Is that what it could have been? Mind you, while she's waiting on the application, Johnny's getting it. She does give her right name, but Imogen gets a phone call from an unknown caller. She does not answer. I thought the same thing. Don't answer that phone, whoever it is. If you really know them, they're going to leave a message if it's important, or they're going to send you a text message. So, don't answer that. Don't do that. Now, Tabby and Christian, they have locked up. They are walking. I don't know, did he walk her home or something like that? I'm not really sure. I would have thought that they had a car. Somebody has a car. I must say, I know that this is a small town, but I feel like at a certain time, rather than just being out walking around at night, yeah, your tail would need to be headed to the house. You would need to be at home by a certain time every night. Hands down. I don't give a crap if it's a small town or not. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. So, did she drive? Anytime. Your friends are really cool. So are you. Tabby gets a phone call. Let's see who it is. It says unknown caller. And yeah, she doesn't answer. Thank goodness that she did not. Don't answer that. They continue walking. I cannot remember for the life of me. See, this is why you watch things more than once, because you may miss something. It may be something you forgot. Now, Farron, she's at home. Her phone is vibrating, and it says unknown caller. Farron, do not answer. Now, Noah, see, I didn't remember this clip. Noah and Jen, they did have some history, and they were together. They were together while they were in juvie, sleeping together in the same bed and everything. Now Noah, she also gets a call from an unknown caller. She didn't answer it. She's laying in the bed with Sean, and she's sitting there reminiscing about her time with Jen. You rude. You real rude. And mind you, this Sandy girl, she's sitting out somewhere by herself, and she gets a message from Greg saying that he ain't coming. He with Kelly. And now she's leaving, but boo, I don't think you gonna make it nowhere. Because as she's walking to her car, Bloody Rose pops up, baby, and you are done. You're out of there. Another one down. Girl, you did not have to do that to that little girl that many times. That's a kid, a high school student. Whew. So that's another one gone, y'all. Now, back over to Mouse. She gets a phone call from an unknown caller, and her tail is sitting at home on that spooky spaghetti website that she has already been told to get off of it. What does it say? Accepting this will, ooh, and she done accepted something. It says, hope you've been studying what, who? And then it says, who is this? That's Minnie's Mouse in it. You know who I am. What do you want? Save your breath. You'll need it. And then it goes away. That comes through on the computer. I don't know how, because she didn't answer that phone call, so I don't know what the heck that was about. That was the end of that episode. See what I said about watching things more than once, because there was a few scenes in there that I did not recall even seeing at all. So yeah, and that could confirm my thoughts about Noah and Jen a lot earlier had I caught that. But yeah, so that is my watch and review, recap, whatever you want to call it, for the second episode of Pretty Little Liars Summer School. Again, it is on Max. And yeah, I cannot say it enough. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll do it this way, because it made this really long. Because I have commercials, so I may have to do it the way I did it in the first episode, because I really don't like being an hour long video. I hate that. But yeah, so, but then again, the episode is an hour long, so yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, so I really enjoyed the series. I would suggest, if you're a Pretty Little Liars fan, even if you're not, just try it. You might actually really enjoy it if you're into this kind of stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, so you can get notified when I the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when I post videos, and follow me, and that way you'll see all my other stuff that I'm doing. Thank you again. I will be back with more. We're going to do this whole entire freaking season 2. We're doing it. All right, y'all. Bye bye now.